Hey you, you're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right? Walked right into that Imperial ambush, same as us, and that thief over there.
Wait just a second, Sean. We weren't arrested for crossing the border. You don't have to do that anymore because we're Locavores.
What the flippin' heck is a locavore?
A locavore is somebody that only eats food from local farms and markets.
That sounds pretty dumb.
Well, while it may have some downsides, the locavore movement is far from being dumb. In fact, eating locally produced foods has many benefits. It supports the local economy, helps the environment to flourish, and is even better for the consumers.
Oh, sure, Veggie Boy, I'm sure it does. And what makes you two so sure that local foods are this miracle product that will just magically make the world a better place?
Well, for one thing, buying food from a farmer's market goes directly to the farmers instead of the big corporations. It feeds money straight back into the community.
Not only that, but local farms also produce more jobs. One study by the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis and the Federal Reserve Board showed that nearly 32 jobs are created for every $1 million generated by farms that market directly to the customers.
In contrast, only around 11 jobs are created from farms that operate solely through wholesale channels.
Oh boy, more farmers to ruin the environment when they're industry and pollution.
Actually, smaller local farms are significantly better for the environment than bigger corporate farms.
Yeah, the closer the farm, the less transport needed and the fewer greenhouse gases are emitted.
Actually, transportation accounts for only 11% of greenhouse gas emissions from agriculture. And even then, the final delivery of those goods is only 4% of the total emissions. Travel distance is completely irrelevant.
You may have a point, but there are many other benefits besides just travel distance.
Smaller farms are less industrialized. Less industrialized farms produce fewer greenhouse gases. To add to that, localized farms keep nutrients in the local cycle.
That's right. According to Jane G. Phillips, an assistant professor at the Bard Center for Environmental Policy, she explains how excess phosphorus from fertilizer on large, commercialized farms runs off into water sources and creates dead zones where nothing can live.
Localized farms, on the other hand, use the already present local nutrients to grow their foods, which eliminates the risk of water pollution.
Okay, so maybe this local food stuff isn't that bad. But I'm still not convinced, okay? What is eating local food going to do for me? Why should I be concerned with buying it?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Local food both tastes better and has more nutrients because it can be picked at peak ripeness and doesn't have as far to travel.
Because it doesn't have to travel as far, the food has less chances to be infected or contaminated. In other words, Steve, it's safer, you'll be less likely to get sick.
Oh, really? Because I had heard that according to the Food and Drug Administration, local farmers that sell to farmers markets are exempt from most safety regulations.
Perhaps, but if an outbreak of foodborne illness were to occur, local foods would not be affected because they don't have to go through the same sources as major food companies. Therefore, it would be safer to consume local foods.
Not only is local food more safe and more nutritious, but it's cheaper too. Grand Valley State University claims that local foods are statistically cheaper than major brands. You know what that means for you, Mr. Thief?
What, oh wise veggie boy, are you implying?
You could stop picking pockets to afford big brand foods and instead become one of us. You could become a locavore.
Welcome to the Brotherhood of the Farms.
I can see clearly now. It's as though the rain is gone. I now truly see that the benefits of local foods far outweigh any negatives that may be present.
And scene.